Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your judgment and advice in the comments. Am I the a-hole for telling mom to respect my boundaries? My wife and I, 21, recently had to move back to our hometown after I was medically discharged from the military. I was raised by my mom after my dad died when I was a baby. He was a soldier. Mom and dad married at 18 and had me at 19, so mom is still pretty young. Mom also doesn't get personal space and boundaries where I'm concerned. As a kid and teen, she often inserted herself into my group of friends, making it awkward and hard for me to keep friends. She also inserts herself into my relationships, and I've been dumped many times. Mom also doesn't knock, and I never had a lock, so you can imagine all the things she barged in on a teen boy doing. When we told mom we were moving back, she told us to move in with her and take the master bedroom, that she'd use some inheritance money she has to turn the other 2 bedrooms and bathroom into another master bedroom. We said no, so she started sending us daily Zillow pages of 3 bedrooms, saying 1 room for a baby and 1 for her to sleep over. We're 21 and broke, so we're not having a kid, and there's no way mom is moving in with us. We found a 2-bedroom and signed the lease. My wife has a degree and job in graphic web design and IT, so she can work anywhere as long as there's internet, so the 2nd bedroom is her office. She's also getting her bachelor's online. I'm working part-time while I figure out what to do with my life. I have no college education, just the training the army taught me, so I'm having a hard time. Mom helped us move down, and we made sure to thank her and let her know we were grateful. After we got the truck unpacked, I told mom that we needed a few days to settle in, alone, and that anytime she wanted to come over she needed to call one of us or text, and she needed to actually be told she could come over. Told her she can't just show up, we'd send her away. Mom said yes, and to her credit did not come over for several days and only called a few times. About a week after we moved in, mom called saying she was in the driveway because she had some stuff for us my wife had asked for and she'd just drop it off and go. She had an appointment. I took the stuff but told her at the door that she knew she was supposed to call before she came over and that she needed to be invited. Mom got snippy and said she was literally leaving that moment, but she just wanted to give us the stuff while she was out. I told her I got that, but she knew our rules and she disregarded them. Mom told me if that's how I felt then she'd give us all the space we want. She left and it's been 10 days and she hasn't called me or texted me. She's spoken once to my wife saying she was giving us space and to let her know when we were ready to have her in our lives. My wife said we definitely need boundaries, but we were gone for 2.5 years and mom was all alone and we need to ease her into the rules. She said I could have been nicer to mom and more patient. Now for some comments. You are the a-hole, but I think it can be fixed with a quick apology. Your wife asked for the items and your mom dropped them off on her way to an appointment. She even called you from the driveway instead of barging in or standing on the doorstep. She didn't really break any of your rules, so I don't think your reaction was justified. You are the a-hole. There is nothing wrong with setting boundaries, but she was doing a favor for your wife. And as for what if we are hanging out in the front yard and she shows up and wants to hang out? What you do then is use this magical thing called words and tell her you'd like to be alone with your wife right now and you'll catch up later. Not the a-hole. You set a boundary and she tested it. Sure, she was just dropping something off, but dollars to donuts, if you hadn't said anything, she would have done it again. And next time she might stick around for a while since she's already there. That being said, it's been almost 2 weeks. Call your mom. Or text if you'd rather ease into it. Don't apologize. That just solidifies your view that she was right to come over unannounced, and the cycle will start all over again. Am I the a-hole for calling a former friend a terrible parent and threatening to call CPS? A couple years ago I, 24F, ceased being friends with K, 29F, due to her being toxic and a few other things. She has 3 kids, 9M, 8M and 6F, with her husband, 37M, and his stepmother to his 2 other kids. He has sole custody of his oldest son, 12M, and he has no custody of his second son, who is not relevant to this. All 4 kids are absolute terrors. They scream, run around unsupervised, swear, fight physically and verbally. The oldest has a reputation of attempted theft from businesses and classmates. A couple weeks ago Kay stopped me on the street as I was heading to friends and told me she needs me to watch the kids that weekend. I told her no, I have work. That we weren't friends and she has no right to ask anything of me. Kay looked confused, and I told her bluntly that all she has done since having her kids is use me to watch them without paying me, clean her place. She owes me money that I know she will never pay back, and that why would I want to watch children who do not listen? Kay said that CPS would take them if she disciplined them, and it's not her fault, her kids are her words. I responded saying she has already failed them and is a terrible parent. Kay is exposing the children to alcohol. Her mother-in-law is a raging alcoholic, and Kay enables the behavior by taking her to the liquor store every other day. I know cause the liquor store is across the street from my job. She allows mother-in-law to spend time with the kids even when she is drinking. She allowed her stepson to steal things from my store in front of her before I told her he was no longer welcomed. Her oldest bio son has ADHD and her second son has a speech problem which she refused to take back to therapy. Her youngest is perfectly fine. Her kids are not mentally challenged and she doesn't want to parent them. She hinders their potential by telling them they can't do this or that because of their disabilities. Then I threatened that if I see her or her husband driving around with one of the kids not buckled in, hanging waist up out of her van window, one more time I would call CPS on her. She called me an unsympathetic witch, a vile terrible person, and that I have no right to judge her parenting as I do not have kids. Kay then said she had enough to deal with in her actual family, then left after that. When I told my mom, she said I was harsh but Kay needed to hear it. So am I the a-hole? Either ways I will still be no contact with. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Going no contact is wise. Calling CPS would be the right thing to do. Not to punish the mother, but to help her kids. Oh my goodness, please, this mother is a mess and I genuinely worried about her kids' safety, especially for the 3 youngest children. Please you are not the a-hole, but I wouldn't wait to call CPS before it's too late. I've seen way too many mother like this growing up and had no business raising kids. Not the a-hole. She's calling you an unsympathetic witch because she doesn't want you calling her out on her bad parenting. You would be the a-hole if don't call the CPS. Am I the a-hole for canceling after I agreed to babysit for a new family? Background: I, 20F, have been babysitting for about 3 years and I almost always babysit in one specific neighborhood. This is a newer neighborhood with a lot of young couples with young children, so there is a lot of babysitting opportunities. A close family friend lives there and has given out my number to her trusted friends many times, and I've never had any issues since. She won't give my number to people she doesn't know or doesn't trust. Right parenthesis. So, when I got a text from a new family asking to babysit, it wasn't something I was worried about at all. She told me that she had gotten my number from close family friend and needed someone to babysit 5 mornings in a row for 1 child, too. One day didn't work for me, so I agreed to babysit the first day, skip a day then babysit the following 3. Looking back, I only should have agreed to 1 day to test it out, but I had no reason to think I would have any issues. Cut to first day, I go and meet the family and instantly get weird vibes. The mom started talking to me and gave me a tour of the house. The father did not say a word to me but followed us on the tour and got increasing close to me, and I noticed him staring quite a bit. The mom then told me that the kid would not want to play with me, but that I would need to sit by him and talk to him, and that he probably wouldn't respond, that I would not be allowed on my phone, and that I need to complete 5 worksheets with him. I am then told that she does not actually know close family friend, she got my number from someone that knows her. At this point, I have an awful gut feeling. There was a lot more to this, I'll explain in the comments if wanted. Right parenthesis. About 20 minutes after the parents leave, it becomes pretty obvious that the kid has some sort of autism. This, of course, is not an issue, but I am in no way trained to take care of an autistic child. I was very worried that he would hurt himself due to some of the behaviors he was showing. This combined with how uncomfortable the father made me and the fact that they lied about how they got my number made me decided to cancel for the other 3 days I agreed to. The mom did tell me that she would be home those days, she just wanted some time off, so it's not like I would be forcing her to cancel plans. Right parenthesis. I sent a very respectful and apologetic text stating that I was just not the right fit for her family, and she never replied. So, am I the a-hole for canceling? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole at all. They lied to you about how they got your number, which is the beginning of their trickery, and then they omitted a very important detail about their son, which would impact the job heavily. They broke your trust, which is so important for these jobs. Also, always trust your gut on these type of things. Better to be safe than sorry. Not the a-hole. She lied to you about how she got your info. She didn't tell you her son has autism, and her husband made you uncomfortable. Any one of those things is enough to justify canceling on her. Don't sit for someone who makes you uncomfortable. Listen to your gut. Not the a-hole. She lied about where she got your number. Her husband made you uncomfortable, and they didn't inform you that her child may have been special needs, and therefore require extra considerations for his care. Nannying for a great family can be a real joy, but when you're not comfortable with either the parents or child, it makes it an awful experience. Thanks for watching. Until next time.